All right, I wanted to take a couple minutes and just go over this project that I've been asking you guys to do. It's a little bit of a wacky project that it goes back and forth from having to write things out by hand and then doing part of it using AI and using whatever technology you want to do. So, big picture, what I'm trying to do is give you a chance to take what we're learning about, sequences, arithmetic and geometric sequences, and then apply that to something, some context that you care about. And you can start by just thinking of whatever topic is something you care about. I have somebody who's looking at music. A couple people are looking at music. Somebody was looking at money. Some people are trying to do something with sports or with skateboarding. There's really just not a limit on what sort of topic you want to choose. You just want to come up with some sort of topic and then think about how could that topic have some different sequences in it. So in your first step, you're just brainstorming, and most of you are already done with this, but you're thinking, maybe I want to do something about music, and I have some different rhythms, and if the rhythms count by a regular amount, that could be arithmetic. But if I think of them as like whole notes and half notes and quarter notes and eighth notes, that could be maybe thought of as geometric. Or maybe you're thinking about the pitches and how those relate to each other. And so that could either be arithmetic or geometric, depending on how you count it. And that's all you need to do for step one. So then step two, a couple of you guys, I've noticed, have just had a hard time like taking step one and going into step two. So step two is where you take just your basic topic and you go over to something like ChatGPT and you just say, like, I'm working on a project for Algebra 2 class. I have to do a project about sequences. I need to use arithmetic and geometric sequences. I want to talk about music, rhythm. I need recursive and explicit equations. Let's just see what happens when I type that. Now, it gives me a lot of different stuff right here. It gives me recursive and explicit. It gives me a geometric sequence. It gives me notes within a thing. So you can kind of keep going back and forth. You say, okay, I need a few tables and a few graphs too. And it puts together some tables of values for your drummer, puts together a table for your octaves, for different pitch. It makes graphs and asks me if I want a PDF file. So I would just say, I want the raw graphs here. I don't want a PDF. And it's pretty amazing what it's able to do for you kind of quickly. It would be hard for you as a student or me as a teacher to make these sort of graphs by hand, because then I have to format them and everything, and you can see what they did, and it looks great, and they can make the tables into images. So you go back and forth a little bit until it's given you a good project. So then go back and read the project sheet. Did you hit everything that was in step two? So then you're going to write a paragraph about it. How did it help you? Step three is, okay, you've done this work, planning, you've done this research, so draft it out. Imagine you really were going to make like a little presentation. How could you write it? Okay, you could eventually make it into slides, eventually make it into something like that, but I want you to take a second and just, like on a piece of paper, organize your presentation. Make sure that you're including all those pieces that you have learned about, arithmetic and geometric, one example that's a neither, explicit and recursive equations, graphs and tables, a strength and an area you'd like to improve. So I'm noticing that like this ChatGPT didn't have an example that was neither. So I'm going to say like, can you add an example sequence that is neither arithmetic nor geometric and include a graph and table? Let's see what it pops out with. Ooh, that one made ChatGPT think a little bit. Well, this is taking a little longer. It's making the AI think. It's funny that it's thinking this long because there's lots of sequences that are not arithmetic or geometric. All right, so it went with the Fibonacci sequence. Now, I'm not sure what this has to do with music, so we're going to have to try to make that have to do with music. What does this sequence and then it has a couple different ideas, so you could try to maybe bring some of those, and it gives you a little bit of an idea. And so then what you do now is you go back and you revise your project, try to make it better, so you're going back and forth with technology, and then your final step is handwriting a couple paragraphs about how did this project help you learn, how did technology help with learning, or how did it get in the way, and then kind of the key reflection question is like, was it better for your learning that this project had you use AI? Or would it have been better if I had just required you to do a entirely handwritten project that used sequences in it? And so that's the biggest question, is like, this tool, AI, is like the hot topic now, and everybody's trying to use it in different ways. But the goal of my class is that you actually learn something in your brain. And so was the use of AI something that helped your learning process, or was it just sort of something that was an extra piece that we could have done without? Okay, so I just wanted to make a video kind of going over it again. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I'm happy to help out.